Hello guys, Karabo again. So another video guys. Look, this one is a bit more painful to make, you know. Um, I just want to commentate on the story of the young lady that passed away. Comes out now that she was killed by some guy or some guys. Um, Either they are from KZN or the car was just found in KZN. But either way, right? The whole story is just messed up. Um, First of all, I just want to say condolences to her family and rest in peace to her. Ne? So my name is Garabo. I am Sutu, right? But I grew up in KZN, so I speak English and Zulu. Ngikhuluma isiZulu, basically. So I'm very close to Zulu people and Zulu culture, right? I see a lot on social media now that a lot of people are just saying that they knew it was Zulus who did this, but I think a lot of people are just trolling. I don't think they actually mean that they knew for a fact that it's Zulus. We know for a fact that crime in South Africa is done by everyone, right? Including these illegal immigrants that aren't even from here. But I just wanted to say that crime is not uniquely Zulu. There's no way. I'm telling you that as a Sutu man. In fact, Zulu people are very, very peaceful. Just abafuna ukusukelwa nje. So I'll just close that part. But when I go to the crime thing, guys, the crime thing in South Africa, right? I spoke about this in the other video that I made. We have issues here. Right, regarding this crime thing. We need to bring back the death penalty. We need to remove the emotions around the people that died during apartheid, that were killed by the apartheid government, that were fighting to liberate the non-white people of South Africa, those people who died with the death penalty. We need to isolate that now and understand which way we are in a war situation here. Criminals have declared war on citizens, and there has to be a harsh punishment that they are scared of. Otherwise, they will win and they will continue doing what they are doing. It's not harsh enough. It is not harsh enough. We need the death penalty, and we need, to tell you the truth, I would have even preferred a situation whereby things like interrogations, you know, those I'll call it violent interrogations or whatever, things like that need to be allowed or be brought back, because they were here before, right? Just that obviously the government back then used that stuff to oppress the people. We need to use that stuff to oppress criminals, basically. We can't live in a country whereby criminals do as they please. It's us versus them. A criminal's rights can't supersede law-abiding citizens' rights. You see. So that's the first thing. Then, when coming back to the issue of the lady that passed away again, right? South Africa, if I'm not mistaken, there are over thousands of murders, right? And remember what a murder is. It's intentional killing, right? Not a mistake. It's not a homicide. There's thousands of murders that are happening yearly in South Africa, right? So this is one of them. This lady, we hear, or they say that it was a date that she went on with this guy, right? Could have been, but obviously as they investigate more will come out probably, right? Maybe it wasn't a date, maybe it's someone that she knew, that she had a past with, right? Because when we think date, we immediately assume that it's a new type of interaction that they were having, right? A relationship, or that could have been developing or whatever. But it could have been someone that she knew, and there may have been a past that they have of some sort, right? Now, for a man to kill a woman in cold blood like that, for me, there's nothing that excuses that. I was having a conversation with a good friend of mine today, telling him, Uguti, we live in a world whereby men are so weak. Men are so weak. Men literally think that they own human beings. You see, guys, you see this ring that I'm wearing, right? says Jesus, by the way. This ring that I'm wearing, it's my ring. I own it. This top that I'm wearing, it's mine. I own it. But there's no way that I can own a human being. I can't own even my own child. I don't own them. It's God's child. You see? If I have a wife, I don't own her. So there's no way I can decide to whether or not to take her life. It doesn't matter what it is that she did to me. You see, the issue is this. The issue is that guys do things for girls with ulterior motives, and then when those ulterior motives don't pan out the way they thought they would, or the way they wanted them to pan out, then they kill the girl. You see, you put the girl through school, right? When she has nothing, you put her through school. You don't say to her, Guti, part of the contract is that if you don't stay with me forever, I'll kill you. You don't tell her that. You just make it seem like you were doing it from the bottom of your heart. The girl reserves the right to leave you, even if you do the most for her. She reserves the right to leave you as a man. And if you kill a woman simply because you did stuff for her, you are weak. You're weak. You've got a scarcity mindset. You understand? I'll tell you why. Because chances are the things you did for her cost you money. And it cost you money and energy. Now let's just focus on the money. It's because you don't have a plan to make more money. So whatever money that you waste, right, you now hurt because you know you can't get it back. Yet if you weren't focused on just buying rubbish, being a consumer and buying rubbish things, and if you work, for example, if you are taking that money and investing it and turning it into more money, and when I say invest, I'm not talking about putting it in a bank or whatever. If you were finding ways to take the little money you earn and turn it into more money, you would have a more abundance mindset regarding money. So meaning even if you lose money, you wouldn't have that much of a problem with it. You understand? So you've got scarcity there. Secondly, right? A lot of you don't work on yourself. I'm talking about men now, right? A lot of men don't work on themselves. So a lot of men, when they get a particular girl that they like, they feel like they could never replace that girl. They feel very lucky, right? So it's okay to feel lucky that you got this quality girl. But what I'm saying is, as soon as you start thinking that you can't replace this girl, should she leave, that's dangerous territory now. Now you've got problems. Because should she leave, should she pass away, you're going to be depressed, you're going to kill yourself and all of these things. That's what we see with these guys. Yeah, but I'm not saying this is the background of the story of the lady that passed away, by the way. I'm just using her as a lady that just passed away recently, and we're still waiting to find out what the full story is regarding her thing, right? But now I'm just talking about what normally happens with a lot of men. A lot of men are weak because of their own insecurities, scarcity mindset, and all of this rubbish, right? You kill someone simply because you're not stepping up in your own life, right? A friend of mine once said something very interesting to me. He said, Uguti, when you use words like my girlfriend, right? What are you saying when you're saying my girlfriend? You're saying my girlfriend in the way I say this is my ring. He said, fine, describe her as my girlfriend, but understand, by saying my, you don't mean that she's yours the way this ring is mine. You're literally saying, Guti, she's dating you, and that's that. But to a lot of men out there, right? A lot of men, my girlfriend literally means ownership. The way an American slave owner owned another human being years back. That's how they think about it, because they are weak. They know they can't replace the girl. They know they can't replace the money they spent. And trust me, it's just about the money for a lot of guys. You can argue time as well. Fine, that one, unfortunately, you can't replace time, right? But again, I'll say, even if you did waste time, you did not agree with the girl that should she waste your time, you're going to take her life. You should have told her in the beginning, and I guarantee you that she would have not agreed to be part of your life had she known that you're this animal that takes lives. Should you waste time, energy, or money? You see. So guys, we need to do better, right? Need to do better. It's all about self-improvement. Do better. When you become better as a person, right? Even the people around you get to enjoy you better. You understand? If I've got a friend, I want my friend to improve, because when the version of him that's improved benefits me. You see, so same thing with you. When you improve as a man, the woman you're with, you won't be as needy. As we all know, women don't like needy guys. So a man that's improved will be less needy, for example, right? A man that makes more money, right, won't have these type of thoughts that, should I waste money on this particular person, then I'll take her life, right? So obviously she benefits now from not being killed. You understand? So it's all about improving as a guy, and this it's an identity shift, and an individual identity shift. But again, maybe let me change it and say, we need to start in South Africa, us as men, because we're the leaders in society, right? Women are leaders as well, but you guys get what I mean. Men lead the household, and that's where this whole thing starts. The men in South Africa need to really step up and do better, in the sense that, and we all need to, we always talk about the men's meeting. Yeah, I forgot the word that people normally use, but there's this thing, but the men's meeting, right? We actually need to have stuff like that. Meet and actually talk with guys. What the hell do we want to see in South Africa? In 15 years, what the hell do we want to see happening in this country? Where do we want to see the country in 15 years? You understand? From a social perspective, especially a social perspective, right? Because, guys, I'm telling you, the women just follow the men. Whatever the men decide, the woman will follow. That's a fact. You see. So we need to decide, and whatever we decide on needs to be for the benefit of our kids and our grandkids, not even us. You understand? And I believe it can be done. I really believe in South Africans. South Africans have just been let down by politicians, mostly. But if we had really strong politicians who actually cared about us here, our country would be the most amazing country in the world. You understand? But anyway, guys, let me just kill it there. Please like and subscribe, and share the video with anyone else. And I'll see you in the next one.